Can you hear the crickets? It's the morning, but they're still out. And it's foggy. And I can hear still the droplets falling off the leaves. And I've got my magic mind. It's literally just become, I don't know how to wake up without having this. It gives me calm energy. And the way that I learned from my Ayurvedic cleanse, where you put ginger and cinnamon with hot water in the morning. So I just put it all together, and it gets the system going. But it's like it makes me happy. Normally I only do one a day in the morning, and then I move on to my witch's brew. But I'm filming this a couple days before I'm going to be packing up to move. I've got a beautiful place on a lake for 5 weeks where I'm going to be inviting several VIP clients to come, and I'm going to be able to paddleboard every morning. So on those days when I've got a lot of physical work to do that could stress me out as well, I'm going to do two magic minds. I'm going to do another one maybe, I don't know, noon or something, so that I still have energy, but I have like calm, focused energy, not like, oh my God, stressed out, let's just have an espresso shot and get her done, but I'll be stressed. I don't want to be stressed. I want to be grateful and joyful. Which completely reminds me of this podcast you're about to watch, because the way Wallace explains truly how to use love and the energy of love through our thoughts, through our feelings, is so like integrative and congruent. She reminds us we're the creators of our life. I'm the creator of me. What thought would make me happier? What thought would make me healthier? And then from there, like, what action could I take in gratitude of my life? What action could I take to honor my money, my body? Like, I love these. I had a great conversation with my group coaching after my pre-record of this podcast. And we were having so much fun of all the different thoughts we could have around issues that normally make us contract. Like, how could we expand? Like, one of my thoughts was like, I just have so many vaginal cervical orgasms, I just have so many of them. Like, that's a thought. I could have that thought. Why not have that thought? And then when I feel into my yummy, happy vagina, heart, and I imagine in my happy place, like, this is my happy place right now. It's so beautiful. And then I add that energy to the thought. I'm just different. I walk differently. I'm more inviting. I'm more honoring to slow down and listen to my precious body and precious truth. You're going to have so many mic drop, oh my God, moments in this podcast, I promise you. And you just feel her love, and that she walks her talk, and that she's fierce, and she's certain. And she knows that, the way we love ourselves, by the way we talk to ourselves, by the way we invoke feelings of love through us, and the way we direct this. And then the last thing, the way we let go. This is also key. I am the creator of my life, and yet the energy coming through me is the divine. So I don't need to be in charge. I put it through, I ask, I let it go, I take my actions, I release. And that way we can be, when we release, we can be receptive. If we don't release, how can we receive? I love this woman. You're going to love this podcast. Have an amazing time. It's a good ride.
Welcome to Intimate Conversations, Soul Medicine. Intimacy is an inside job. Hello and welcome to another episode of Intimate Conversations. Here we are on season 11, Soul Medicine. And we're going to be diving into the concept of vulnerability and how to have badass bravery and really feel that sense of true longing by understanding what love really is with the amazing Dee Wallace. So many of you, when you saw her on the IG Live, they're like, have her on the podcast. We need to learn more. So she is back. Let me tell you a little bit more about her. You can find her at imdwallace.com. All of that will be in the show notes. But she is an internationally known actress, known for her role as the mother in Steven Spielberg's E.T. And she's appeared on every major network and talk show, including Oprah and The Today Show. And she's earned her teaching credentials from the University of Kansas and the principles she found empowering for children. And her work is based on the principles of accepting responsibility and loving ourselves early in life to create the life we desire. Now, she's a super strong advocate for accepting our own magnificence and power in a positive way, a loving way, because a child's personality is set between 0 and 8 years of age, which has a direct impact on the creation of their life. And her important message to the world is this: love yourself beyond anyone or anything else. Love yourself so much that you can't do anything that doesn't make you love yourself more. And so more about Dee, she's authored 5 books, and she has a live call-in internet radio show Sundays at 9. She offers webinars. She conducts private sessions from her home in Woodland Hills, California. She is a grandma. You're like, what? Yeah, she's so young. So we'll talk a little bit more about Gabrielle's new baby. But we're really here today to talk about love. What does it really mean? So many of us really misunderstand this. So I'm so grateful you're here. It's great to see you again. And let's just start off with the most important, grandma. What's it like to be a grandma?
Overwhelming, overpowering, and total joy. That little sucker is the happiest baby I have ever met, except for Gabrielle. Gabby, she'd kill me if she heard me say that. Gabrielle was the happiest, most balanced kid. I mean, I just never had a problem with her until she turned 13. So anyway, it's just been a real joyful time.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm reminded when I turned 16, not 13, but 16, my mom took my car keys. She threw them out on the front lawn. She locked the door and she said, sleep at your aunt's. If you're going to live in this house, I'm still in charge. And I was, being a little difficult, I think. But we came back together after I lived in Japan all those years as 2 adults, 2 women. So how has it been since she was 13 and now she's a mom? How's your relationship with your daughter shifted?
Oh, Gabrielle and I are best friends. We're just the best of friends, which means we're totally honest with each other.
Yep.
We work together. We create together. We clash heads together. We call each other on our stuff.
Yeah.
Like good friends do.
Yeah.
And I was just on the phone with her right before we came on, trying to figure out, with all the machinations going on, they wanted me to fix them a certain chicken stroganoff. That's one of her favorite dinners.
Ooh.
And when they could come over or we could take it over there, everything is like making a deal right now, right, with the babies.
A stroganoff
but
deal.
Anyway, good friends. Very good friends.
I'm very curious. As I got older with my mom, we were able to lovingly, you're such a proponent of love. How do you lovingly call your daughter on her stuff? And how do you lovingly receive her calling you? What does that really look like, sound like? How do you do that? Well,
I think it starts with loving yourself.
Always, right?
Because if you don't love yourself, then you take things like that personally.
Right.
You take things like that as an attack.
Right.
Because you see the world through how you see yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And so if I am seeing any kind of constructive criticism as judgment, as something negative,
Mm.
I'm not going to be able to receive it. And if I see it as something constructive coming from someone who really cares and loves me like I do them, and I want them to receive my comments,
Yeah.
it's just a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
And again, it all comes down to how we see ourselves is how we see the world, and how we see ourselves is in place, as you said, by 8 years old.
Yeah.
So whatever you were verbally taught or whatever you witnessed in front of you
Yeah.
and made decisions about those things, that's pretty much what you've based your life on.
Yeah.
So, and it's almost pretty much a fail-proof, test. If you're hitting a wall in your life, go back and see what you were taught or modeled from conception to 8 years old. Because what our little children inside are doing, they learned oftentimes the opposite of what we as adults want to create in our lives now. And so our little children think they're keeping us safe,
right,
by going, no, don't be too powerful. Because I learned at 4 years old, if I was too powerful, God didn't love me and people didn't like me because, I was getting everything I wanted and I was full of myself and all that disempowering stuff that we're taught.
Yeah.
Right. So our little children are trying to keep us safe when really they want to be free and empowered as much as we do. So there's a great little exercise that you can take yourself through, where you invite your little child to come in and talk to you.
Yeah.
And keep repeating how much you love them and how appreciative you are that they agreed to come in and talk to you, and that you understand where they got that limiting belief. But now, would they trust you enough for you to help them accept a new belief that's more empowering, that could make both of you happier and healthier and more successful? And would they integrate with you as one person working together now toward what you want? It sounds really simple. It's one of the most empowering exercises the channel has given me.
Thank you. Very similar to my little you exercise. And I believe of all the Allana Pratt methods that I've created, it's the most foundational and most powerful. And I love what you said about acknowledging they have every right to feel this way based on whatever went down.
Yeah.
And my experience when I go into talk with little you, if I have a strategy, well, I'm going to go in and talk to you so you stop being sad, stop being mad, stop screwing up our life. Like it's like an agenda. It's like little you feels it coming. It's not unconditional love. It's conditional love. I'll love you if you knock that off so we can have more money, get the guy, whatever it is.
Yeah. And anything that you have an agenda about goes the opposite way.
Right.
Because energetically and from a brain science point of view, the more you try to force things to happen, the more your brain sees that they are not happening.
Right.
And so therefore, you just keep in the same cycle of creating the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. I have in my process a way to say, hey, and not that I want them to be sad forever, but I will be here. I will throw away the key. Like I will sit with you for eternity. I love you that much, even if you never change. And I'll just be right here. And there's something about zero pressure and 100% being there that allows that communion to occur. Really, you love me, even though I'm scared or I'm a hot mess or whatever it is, I'm divorced again. You love me? And then
I know
and then
that one.
yeah, same twice. And then they come together in this alignment that you said, and it's like, no, let's have another belief. Let's change this. But not until we have no agenda does there seem to be an integration. What has your experience been
With what?
with how the little you comes back in? How the little
like
you,
that. Usually, if I do that exercise
yeah,
with her,
yeah,
it's immediate because they want that.
yeah, they want to
They
come home.
want to be free.
Yeah.
They're just trying to respect and honor the people who taught them erroneously,
Right.
meaning well,
Hmm.
but teaching us limiting beliefs about ourselves.
Hmm.
For example, one of my big teachings, and I can hear my grandmother saying it, they're the rich people. We're the good people.
Oh, okay.
So that means
Choose.
in a 4-year-old's brain, good people can't have money, only bad people have money.
Mm.
So what do I do 32 years later when I'm the mom in the biggest blockbuster of all time, right? And made a considerable amount of money for the money I was used to making. And all of a sudden I went, I'm one of them.
I'm bad, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm one of them. It took me about a year to come to terms with, wow, I don't have to believe that.
Yeah.
I love my grandma, but that's not a belief I want. That's not a belief that's going to give me what I want.
Yeah.
And you know what? When I make a lot of money, I get to share it with all the people I love.
Yeah.
I get to give it to the charities that I love.
Yeah.
I get to help the people in the earthquakes and the floods. Because I have more to share with the world.
Totally. Give from there.
And, it's just really another expression of love, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. How have you
Depending on how you determine the definition of anything. It can be love, it can be greed. It can be love, it can be hate. It can be love, it can be fear. But it never, ever can be both at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's science. You can only hold one point of focus. You might as well choose it to be love, because love is, according to my channel, the most powerful force we have to create with. If you want something, love it more.
So let's be practical and help the viewers and listeners understand. So you want more money. What is it like when you look in your wallet or look in the bank account or pitch your services or what have you? What does love in action look like in the realm of money?
Well, okay, so let me back up for just 1 minute. You can keep me on track. Everything's energy.
Yeah.
There is no good energy, no bad energy. Energy is neutral. You learned that in 5th grade. Energy must be directed in order for it to take physical manifestation. If you want ice, you have to decide, choose, know what you want.
Yep.
Put the water in the ice tray, put the ice tray in the freezer. All physical manifestation happens that easily and that clearly and that simply. Okay, so most of us are taught that in order to get what we want, we have to say what we don't want. When I go out and speak, I'll have someone come up and I'll go, okay, what do you want? Don't want to have to worry so much about money. Great. What do you want? I'm so frustrated with money. I've tried everything. Great. What do you want? It can take 20 minutes.
Yeah, I hear you.
Until they get so pissed off that they say, I want more money. And I go, great. That's the first time you've told me what you want.
Yes.
And that is our greatest challenge.
How so?
To not say what we don't want. So, yes, you can start there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to have to be so stressed out about money.
Yeah.
Right?
It's very
vulnerable.
So
what do I want?
Yeah. It's a deeper sense of vulnerability. Don't you think, Dee, to actually go, I want money. I want a man. I want a life partner, as opposed to all the complaining on the outside. Don't you think? It takes more bravery?
Well, it takes more vulnerability. It takes more love, and it takes a lot more clarity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you see, if you have a core belief that you were taught when you were little, that you can't ask or you shouldn't ask for what you want, then you're going to hit a real wall.
Yes.
About the clarity of what you want.
Yep, exactly.
So then you have to go, oh, wait a minute. I was taught not to ask for what I want. I was taught not to ask. You can't get everything you want. Don't ask for everything, because for sure then you won't get what you want.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of different beliefs and limitations that we were taught. If you go back to your childhood, hear verbally what was told to you or what was modeled to you.
Sure.
You will see absolutely the walls you're hitting. And then you must redirect belief systems, which is easy, yes, and a challenge at staying conscious.
Yeah.
So you have to be conscious of those thoughts that just come in that we don't even know we're thinking.
Yeah.
And stop yourself and go, whoa, oh my gosh, there's a thought from my childhood or my teen years. That thought is not going to give me what I want. Thought is going to give me what I want. I love money. Money's good for me.
Yes.
I have a love affair with money. I love it and it loves me. I respect it.
Yeah.
And it respects me. I love being with it. I love creating with it. See, if you think of your health or your money or anything that you want to create as creating with your significant other,
yes,
it becomes a lot easier and much clearer.
Yeah.
Wait, am I respecting money?
Yeah.
Because if I want to be with a significant other, I want them to respect me and honor me. Am I respecting and honoring my body?
Yeah. Yeah.
That I want wellness for?
Right.
Or am I feeding it a bunch of crap that isn't good for it?
Yeah.
So that's one of the easier ways I use is and I talk to myself in like third person, Deanna Bowers. That thought is taking you into the toilet.
That's right.
Get out of the toilet and pick the thought you want. What do you want to focus on? I want to focus on, and I want everybody to, I want everybody to know I come from a very poor family, extremely poor. We lived with my grandmother most of my life. And I was taught lots of limitations, not only from watching my family, but from religious teachings, from the verbal teachings I received.
Yeah.
And I can honestly tell you, I love money. I really know what I'm teaching because I've lived it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I lived it because when money started coming into me from, yes, work and focus,
Mm.
I experienced wanting to push it away
Yeah. Yeah.
because my little child and my adult were conflicting.
Yeah. Incongruent. Yeah.
I want it. This is a good thing. No, you don't. No, you don't. Remember, you're not going to be loved. No, but I am loved.
Yeah.
I am choosing to be loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, but watch out because you know what grandma said,
Yeah.
And my grandfather, going back to watching what was modeled in front of you,
Yeah.
my grandfather had been a very important CPA. By the time I came along, he'd had 2 strokes.
Mm.
So all I witnessed was my grandmother taking care of my grandpa.
Yeah.
My dad had become a severe alcoholic by the time I was 5.
Wow.
All I witnessed was my mom taking care of my dad.
Mm.
Ergo, in
Yeah.
a 4 and 5 and 6 and 7-year-old brain,
Yeah.
I get it. That's the way relationships in the world work. Women take care of men.
Right.
It took me 4 very personal relationships and marriages
Yes.
realize that in different ways, some financial, some health, some personality wise, I had to take care of them.
Yeah. What's the new belief now, Dee,
The
around men?
new belief, that how great that you asked that. The new belief is I am whole, complete, and perfect within myself, and
So are they?
I attract people who are whole, complete, and perfect in themselves, and we come together and make a strong union together.
Yeah.
But most of us, especially women, guys, are taught, no, you need a man.
Yeah.
You need a man to take care of you. And you may have had a different teaching, and I'm telling you, it's in our DNA. From the time poor Eve picked the damn apple, right? We women have been secondary citizens.
Yeah.
Taken care of and having to answer to men. And politics are based on that
Yeah.
agenda. Race is based on that agenda. In the beginning, if you go back and study the history of the Second Amendment and freedom and all of it, created by white men.
Right. Right. What are new beliefs for women that you find especially empowering you, Gabrielle, and the people that you teach?
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, I am the creator of me.
Yeah.
I am, and we all are. We all are self-creators. Self-creators. We were put on this plane to practice free will.
Yes.
So if we're waiting for God to guide the angels or anybody else, including our significant other, to create who we are, we'll be waiting for a very long time.
Yeah.
Because we're here to learn, create with, and empower and expand our knowledge of self-creation.
Yeah. Given your husband died suddenly and Gabrielle, as a young girl, men leave. Were you instrumental in helping her shift that belief, given you're such
you
close
bet.
friends? How did that go down? How did you help her to receive the beautiful husband she has now and the child she has? Because I'm sure that was very deep, a deep root belief.
And she had to go through, the marriage and the relationship and other relationships. The love of her life in high school was killed in road rage.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know, she lost her daddy right before she turned 7.
Yeah.
And she had invited him. Their thing together was to play baseball. So she begged him, and he took her down to the park to play baseball, and that's when he suffered his heart attack. I was far enough into this work and the understanding of it. I actually put her on the phone with a doctor who thought I was crazy at the time, but he did it for me anyway, to explain to her, this is your daddy's doctor, and I want you to know that his heart, this would have happened to him if you had been at home, if he'd been in bed, if he was at a party with your mommy. This is not your fault. But mostly I taught her, sorry, here come the tears. I taught her through example. That when Chris died, I was shooting the Frighteners. And I had come back. He had had a heart attack, and I had come back. They did the angioplasty. He was fine. 5 days later, he said, honey, go back. They're holding shooting for you. I'm fine. He was going home the next day. So I went back. 4 days later, a blood clot hit his heart. He was gone. I flew back, put on his service, picked up Gabby and our nanny, flew back to finish the film.
Can't even imagine. Wow.
Years later, I helped her through the death of her boyfriend in high school. Helped her speak at his service, helped her be strong in any way I could. Years later, my younger brother committed suicide, as my father had.
Whoa.
And Gabrielle and I were shooting a movie together. And my sister-in-law called her, and she said, oh, please don't call mommy. Let me go out there. And she pulled up, and I thought, well, how sweet, she's picking me up to go shoot, because we were shooting kind of around my house. And she came in and she told me. We both cried. We both called the family. We worked through it for a couple of hours. And I looked at her and I said, I think we should go shoot now, don't you? And she said, I think we should, mommy. There's nothing we can do here. So we went and we shot what we were supposed to shoot the rest of the day. There's an instance I think she talks about in her book. She was in high school and acting out as high school girls do. And I raked her over the coals, and she said, that's not fair. You know, you didn't have your daddy die, and you didn't have to find him on the floor. And I got up and I said, that is the last time you use your daddy to be less than who you are. Not ever going to happen again. You go create you.
Thank you. Holy shit.
And yeah, she said it was a moment that changed her life. Now, I had found my daddy who committed suicide in my bed. And I walked in and found him when I was in high school.
Wow.
And I saw my mother model to me that you have to go on. You get to choose to go on, are better words. And if you love yourself, there's nothing else to choose. And let me tell you, I've talked to so many people, including my husband, and my dad on the other side.
Mm.
All they want, guys, is for us to move on.
Mm.
They want us to be happy and be powerful and create our lives and be happy. That's all they want on the other side. If you're holding yourself back with guilt,
Yeah.
that's your choice, not theirs.
Right. Wow. So when you say love yourself beyond anyone or anything else, you friggin' mean it.
I do mean it.
Yeah.
Because to love yourself as God loves you,
Yeah.
unconditionally,
Yeah.
is the most powerful thing you can do in the creation of your life.
I just want to snuggle up in your arms right now, Dee, and just like cry together and laugh together. And yeah, I'm feeling so deeply.
We have similar hearts, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dee, there's a way and I'd love your feedback on this. When hard things happen, even though you found your dad dead, Gabrielle found her dad dead, even though it could be we got a divorce, even though the business failed, even though I got a bad diagnosis, even though I love and accept myself completely. There's a power, I believe, in not sort of pushing away the other half of what happened or spiritually bypassing what happened, but somehow I almost see like two sides of a heart. Even though this is what life has given me, I love and accept myself fully and completely and, create my life. How do you support people in not pretending it didn't happen? Don't feel your feelings, because sometimes we get stuck there. But I find if we can hold both, then we keep moving forward. And I keep seeing the image of a heart. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, it's a choice.
Yeah.
Everything comes down to that first choice, guys. If you're going to be happy, no matter what,
yeah,
even though there might be a little road to get back there,
yep,
you have to make a conscious choice. I am happy.
Yeah.
I am creating me happy.
Yeah.
I am getting up today and making choices
that
empower me to be happy.
Totally.
How can I be happier today?
Nice.
You see, those are not the questions we usually ask.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how can I get through this horrible thing? Different.
Totally.
Yourself. How can I create a sense of happiness on my road to total happiness? Is a whole, the brain thinks in pictures.
Yeah.
It's like putting it into a computer, guys. If you ask, how am I ever going to not be sad like this?
That's
your
what you
brain
see.
will continue to see sadness.
Totally. I wanted to ask you,
They'll continue to create it, because wherever your focus is, that's what you create more of. That's brain science, and it's religion. The good book says, think only on these things. Love, joy. Think only on those things, because what you think on, you create.
Yeah. Based on that, Dee, I have been a stickler with my clients. Whenever they seem to say, I want more money, I need more money, there's kind of like this whining energy. And it's like almost a affirmation of lack. And yet when they say, just like you just said, I choose more money, what's it going to take? How can I? The word choice versus want or need seems to me to have a different vibration. What is your experience?
Well, sure, if you want something, your brain sees you wanting it, which equals I don't have it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So again, that's a fine place to start. What do you want? Which I've got to tell you, most people don't have a clue. They think they know. They don't know. So what do I want? Okay. I am choosing to create that.
Yes. So much energy just right there.
Of that.
Did you guys feel that when she says it? It's like, sorry, keep going.
It's easy and it's simple, and you have to choose consciously to do it. And then, okay, what thoughts and beliefs do I have right now that are in the way of creating that? Okay, now I'm going to make a column of all the positive beliefs and statements from those beliefs that are holding me back. And then I'm going to go to my love place. And your love place is anything that opens your heart and makes you smile the minute you think about it. I go right to my dog, my little Freedom, or Hawaii, or my new grandbaby.
Yeah.
My new love place. And I just, everybody take a minute and just find your love place. Again, as soon as you think about it, it makes you smile and makes your heart open. And just feel into that for a few seconds.
Yeah.
That yummy love. That's what having money feels like.
Yes.
That's what having health feels like.
Yeah.
That is what having beautiful, powerful relationships feels like. Feels like love. And really, your job's pretty much done then. Then you invite the universe to come in and create with you.
Beautiful.
From a scientific place, people get a lot of understanding from this. We're electrical beings. They measure our hearts with electrocardiograms. They measure our brains with electroencephalograms. So every feeling from your heart, every thought from your mind has an electrical impulse that shoots out into the universe, which is, guess what? Electromagnetic.
Yes.
So it shoots out that vibrational frequency, and the universe says, I have to match that. I have to match that. There it is.
Yeah.
And it back to you as the reality and the experience of your life. So until you shoot out a different choice, a stronger choice, a more loving choice that the universe can match. You just keep in the cycle of recreating the same stuff, and then people call it karma.
Yeah. This is so good. I think I told you I had the opportunity to lead a guided meditation for Heart Math at their annual conference.
Yes.
And that's when that last thing you said about, and then you let it go to let the universe support you. That piece, what I heard you, and I knew that in my head at the time, but it wasn't until I got my little inner balance and I'm doing my thing and I'm feeling the appreciation and I'm feeling the yummy love and all the things. But I didn't know I was attached, because I'm like, I can't get this damn thing higher than 4. I should be able to get at least a 7. And then I was like, oh, you're a little significant and attached to the result, Allana. You're not actually letting it go and trusting the universe. And as soon as I did that, the it goes straight up. So talk a little bit for a moment about that final letting go piece, because that's huge, to trust in the universe. Because I've been quite the control freak most of my life.
It's hard to trust in the universe if you don't trust in yourself, because you are the universe.
Right. In, as, and through.
Whatever you experience within, you see without.
Right.
You want the country to change? You have to change within you.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, well, I'm only one person. And I said, yes, you're one of the one people that will create it, going to the right or the left.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah.
You want to be and we've heard all the cliches, be part of the solution, not part of the problem. We just have heard it forever and ever. That little film that I did that was the biggest blockbuster of all time, Keep Your Heart Light On.
Yeah.
It makes flowers grow.
Yeah.
It gets you back to the home of you. Right?
Yeah.
That's Peter Pan. Think happy thoughts and you fly. Wizard of Oz. You had the power all along, Dorothy.
Yes.
It's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to us. And everything starts within us. We see it out there. It starts right here. And the more consciously you live, that's why when I started this work, I went, what am I going to call this work? And the first thing I heard was conscious creation. Because we're all creating.
Right.
We're just, most of us, not creating as consciously as we want to create.
Yeah. I could talk to you forever. And I think it would be delightful to be a part of your webinars, read your books. I want everyone to go to imdwallace.com so you can just drink in and take part in all of these incredible teachings that Dee walks her talk. I would like to complete with the conscious creation, with the positive thoughts and the feeling, because you're beautiful, you're sexy, you're a hot mama grandma. So yeah, what are your thoughts around aging? I'd really love women to know that as they got older, they are more orgasmic and more connected to their bodies and more in sisterhood with each other. So what are some of your beliefs?
And also, we don't care.
We don't give a shit.
We just don't. It's like, I will be 75 and proud of it.
Nice.
And swear to God, I have more energy and am creating more now than I did when I was 40.
Wow.
But I have no belief in the fact that older actors don't work as much. I don't have any belief in, the biggest belief in health. And I've got an amazing webinar coming up on the ultimate information about creating a well body. The biggest belief we have is that we just can't be healthy and happy and then we die. Because we've never seen anybody do that, most of us. And we certainly haven't been taught that, right? You have to make your way down, lose your energy, probably create some diseases. I love Abraham Hicks and what they say. Happy, healthy, happy, healthy, happy, healthy, dead. I know, doesn't it make you laugh?
Yeah, that's great.
And isn't that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to be Irene Ryan, who went on in the matinee of Pippin, went back to her dressing room to take a nap and never woke up.
Done.
Yeah. It's like, all right, I did my last performance. I'm like ready to leave on my terms.
Yeah.
My singing teacher did the same thing. He said, Dee, this is going to be our last class. I said, why are you retiring? He said, yeah, in a way. And he didn't go into it. The next day he went into his wife and he said, I'm done. I'm tired, not enjoying what I'm doing anymore. I will not be a vegetable and not know who you are. I will go out on my own terms.
Wow.
So he said, I'm going in the bedroom. Don't come in for 6 days. And she went in and he was gone. left her a beautiful note,
Ooh.
and that's why I'm trying to get this movie done right now on the right. Our right to have assisted death if we so choose.
Got it. Wow.
I have sat hospice now with my mother and my brother.
Yeah.
It took my brother 18 days to starve to death. And we call that humane.
No.
If we have the right to choose and create our own lives, we certainly have the right to choose and create how we die.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow.
Sorry, it kind of took a dark turn there.
Not really though, Dee. I'm really glad that we are embracing the beauty and dignity of death. Watching my mom die was horrific, so painful. And as soon as they said she was gone and I had just fallen asleep and there she was, and I'm like, here's my moment. And I had my heart and I'm like, and I'm like, she's not there. As I was opening my heart, 1 potato, 2 potato, I'm like, she's not there. And then all of a sudden, she was everywhere. She was everywhere.
You bet.
And it was beautiful.
My father, you bet. You bet. And if you just open yourself to that, everybody out there, you will feel them.
Yes.
You will sometimes hear them. My father actually visited me as a light 2 days after his suicide and said, not your fault, not your responsibility.
Yes.
Go be happy.
Nice. Wow.
They are all saying that to you guys. Yeah. They are all wishing you that.
Yeah.
So embrace that and love yourself enough to honor that and go live your life the fullest you can live it.
Absolutely. With yummy, yummy love. God, you're such a gift. Thank you so much for
back at you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gabrielle said you've got to do the show with her. You've got to do. So thank you for being open to having me on.
Oh, it's my honor and pleasure. Love to you, to Gabrielle, to the little baby.
Yeah.
Yes. And to all of you, please, I want you to go to imdwallace.com. All of this will be in the show notes. And let's remember Dee's most important message. We've heard so much today. See the world as you see yourself. What do we want? And what do we choose? And that yummy place, our positive beliefs and our positive statements, and then go to that loving place and feel. That's what love and money and healthy bodies and healthy love feels like. And ask questions like, how can I be happier? And that we are whole and complete and perfect in ourselves. There's been so many gems. I'd really like you to take a moment before you go off after either watching this or listening to this and start to write down, start to do some of these exercises Dee has shown you. What are those beliefs? How can we shift those beliefs? And then go into that feeling place in your heart with your heart light on so that your life is literally different because you took the time to be with Dee and I today. We love you. And thank you for the honor. I get to love the shit out of you every single week here on Intimate Conversations. And until I have the chance of meeting you in person, Dee, and giving you a big old hug, I really appreciate you and love you with all my heart. Thank you.
Back at you. Thank you.
All right. Until next time, everyone, I love you. See you next week on Intimate Conversations. Get out there and make love to life. I just finished an IG Live, and at the end of it, I'm sad. My energy is down. When interviewing this particular expert on my IG Live, she was reporting how kind of like skeptical a lot of the female clients that she brought on. She's like a matchmaker and dating coach, and is he this, and this? It made me sad. And she said a lot of the gentlemen that are willing to pay like this much money, it's almost like fantasy. Like, well, she's got to be this. It made me sad. And I just remember back this last weekend when I did a VIP with my client, he was so in his head and so in his groin. And his heart was like not there. His heart was disassociated. Very large. I don't know what. It's a very large something. Is it a very large caterpillar? Something very, did you hear it fall? We should look. Let's look. Let's look together. Something very large just fell. It's a very large caterpillar. Can you see it? I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. It's very big. Well, at least it didn't fall on my head. Let's be grateful for the small things. Okay, you have horns on you. You have horns on you. You're a horned caterpillar. Jesus, I've never seen something with spikes and horns. Yikes! Yikes! Okay, back to the story. The wound that this VIP client went through since childhood, the only way he could survive and be with the level of atrocity that was going on was to leave his heart and disassociate, was to over strategize in his mind, was to use his seduction of his sexuality. He's not bad. He's brilliant to survive. It's just clearly not working anymore. And by healing it, what happened was his heart was like, no, I'm leading now. When the heart was saying, like, when I lead, your divine mind turns on, your sacred sexuality turns on, you're your best congruent aligned self. And it just made me so sad listening to that IG live where it seems like the majority of her very large caterpillar coming towards me, they're just phenomenal, aren't they? Her clients seem to not be in their heart, I guess is what I'm trying to say. When we're just trying to have all these strategy things and the list down so that we, behind the scenes, so we don't get hurt. And then you just watch this phenomenal podcast with Dee Wallace, who's all about love, all about the heart, all about feeling into our yummy place, all about choosing our thoughts, all self-ownership that we are creating our life, living open. I so respect her for this. I am just still watching the caterpillar, sorry. It's almost as big as half of my foot. No, maybe not half, maybe like a third of my foot. And it's got a big head. It's doing this. It's like it hears me. Okay, let's wrap this up. Go to imdwallace.com. Sign up for all the things. Her whatever her complimentary offers are, her upcoming webinars, do a session with her. The woman gets it. The woman lives it. She's in her heart. She's bold. She's beautiful. She's a wonderful mother. Didn't you really get that? And grandmother. Just willing to be the best mom she can be in the face of, literally the death of her husband, her child's father, Gabrielle's father. So no matter what happens, she, just like me, displays her heart wide open. I think that's why we see each other and get each other so much, is that we've developed the bravery to live with our hearts splayed wide open, knowing that that's how God, the divine, the universe comes in as and through us. That's how we become the vessel. So definitely follow Dee, left, right, and center. And if this resonates with you, this part I was just sharing about, if you're dating from this closed sort of leaning back place, if you are aware that, I'm not in my heart, I'm trying, but I can tell I'm in my mind. I can tell I'm maybe misusing my sexuality, or I'm being treated like that. I'm being treated like a piece of meat, not a work of art. If you're really ready to do this deeper integration work that, at least for me, I've met the one because I've become the one. That's how it works. The inside creates the outside. That's what Dee said in the interview, right? We see the world as we are, and we also attract the world and create the world that we are. This deep work. I encourage you to give me a call. allanapratt.com/connect. Kisses to Dee, kisses to Gabrielle, kisses to the baby. Yes, and kisses to you. I love you with all my heart.